So I just came to the local Halloween mega store to start picking out stuff to do videos. It's like zombie con heaven in here. We are very fortunate to have a store like this in Fort Myers. Not a lot of places do. This place is open all year round, so it's perfect for people like me that like to do cosplay or get ready for zombie con ahead of time. And this place is loaded. This is just one aisle with some of the makeup, and it's like a candy store. And then over there they have all of the fancy stuff, the Ben Nye, the Mayron, all of the higher end. And for those of you who are going to be joining me at ZombieCon, they have a ton of zombie wounds and special makeup that caters specifically to zombie looks. They've got stuff that I've never even seen here before that's brand new. Like they've got setting powder here. They have like tons of zombie scabs, stuff like this. They have all of these different bites. Some of these are like stickers that are super easy to apply, like right here. You can cut these out and then they actually are self-adhesive. So if you're not really good with makeup, then this is the perfect option for you. And they also have some really gross stuff. Some of the things I'm getting today that I'm going to be showing you guys is like this right here is so nasty. And I'm going to be doing this one for you guys. This one is also really, really cool. It's a nasty hand thing. They've got like stuff that looks like you've been bitten, like how you had your neck ravaged, which is really, really gross. And they also have all of the latex and powders and makeup and stuff you need to cover all of those. They've got toolkits like these here. And you can see that goes all the way up. They have a ton of cake makeup. So right now I've just got a couple things I'm going to be showing you guys. I found these, there's this awesome zombie rot. It's like this gelatin green stuff that's really, really cool. They've got this other one I haven't seen here before. It's black blood, which is awesome. I've got some Ben Nye foundations. I'm going to show you guys latex, stuff like that. So I'm super, super excited to get home and start filming. Hey guys, welcome back. We're finally getting into some of the fun stuff today. I'm going to be applying this latex wound that I got at the Halloween mega store. You may have seen it in my basket in the previous clip when I was actually shopping. So I'm really excited to apply this. It looks like a really nasty bite to me. And I'm going to show you a couple ways that you can dress up these store-bought wounds to kind of make them look a little more nasty. Jumping right in, you can use a couple different things to apply these latex wounds. You can use liquid latex, you can use spirit gum. In this case, they've provided an adhesive. I'm not sure what it is. I've never used it before, but I'm going to go ahead and give that a try since it is included. This one also came with some blood, which is awesome. Let's pop it open and see what it looks like. As with anything you're going to be putting on your face, make sure you read all the instructions first, any warnings, check if there's any known allergy reactions, stuff like that. So this is the thing out of the package. It's got these nice feathered edges, so hopefully it'll be easy to blend. It says not to apply to facial hair, so this will probably work best on the cheek. You want to apply things like this to areas of your body or face that you don't really move a lot or don't really have a lot of reaction. In the case of this, anything near my mouth is probably going to peel up a little bit because of all the talking and smiling, drinking, things like that. So try to position these as far away from the really flexible parts of your face as you can. This would also be really cool on the neck, but I think that for most people that would probably peel up with a lot of movement. So you want to apply this to clean, dry face. I've got a little witch hazel. I decided to use latex to apply this prosthetic simply because I'm more familiar with it and I don't think it's going to peel up on me while I'm doing the rest of the makeup. And I've got some Ben Nye clear latex that I got from the Halloween mega store. This giant bottle is only 10 bucks and this will go a really long way. And I think they have smaller bottles there from like Don Post. It's like an ounce and I think that it was like 7 or 8 bucks. So this is definitely a good buy. It's in the glass counter for those of you who wanted to check it out. Anytime I'm working with latex, I like to use something that's easy to clean up. In this case, I've got a little silicone mold here, and I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. And I'm going to use a disposable makeup sponge to dab the latex on to the prosthetic. Take it and spread a nice thin layer all the way out to the edges. I'm just going to stick it on and kind of hold it in place. It might take a couple minutes to dry just because there's really no airflow under there. But latex gets tacky pretty fast. And as it dries, just kind of keep pushing the edges down, make sure there's no wrinkles, things like that. This piece is a little thick right here, and I'm worried this is going to cause some trouble. If after you've applied it you can see some spots peeling or that didn't stick quite well, you can just use a Q-tip and go back in with some more latex. I like to use these ones that are made for makeup application because they don't have a lot of fuzz. I mean, they are still fuzzy, but they've got like a nice pointed end and then this flatter end. You're not going to get as much like little fuzzy pieces on your face as a normal Q-tip would, which are really fluffy. Also, to kind of seal these edges in, I'm going to go back over the perimeter with more latex. So I'm going to use a makeup sponge with just some more latex. You want to do this in a nice thin layer. If you start out too thick, it's going to take way too long to dry. Avoid your hair as much as you can because it does pinch when you try to pull it out. You also want to try not to get this quite as close to your eye as I'm about to, because that's usually a very sensitive area for most people. And you want to let this whole layer dry before you add any more. You can use a blow dryer if you like, or just let it air dry. When it is dry, it will be clear. You can see I've still had some whitish areas where it was a little thick, but it's pretty much dry to the touch, so I'm going to move on. So once you're done applying latex to the area, you want to go ahead and put a little powder over this so it's not so tacky, and it'll make it easier to apply makeup. I'm using the Ben Nye Neutral Set, but you can also use a light base powder as well. It just might affect the color of the prosthetic a little bit. Now, how you'd like to apply makeup to this to kind of blend it into the rest of your skin is up to you. Because this is sort of like a fresh bitten look, I'm going to apply some of my regular foundation in the areas around this just as a base. So you want to go ahead and set this with more of the neutral powder, or a face powder if that's what you've got. And if you need some more coverage in a couple places, you can go ahead and apply a little more after you've powdered it. And that'll help the layers stick together. So really you could stop here if you wanted to and add a little blood, and this would be kind of a gross thing you could wear out that wouldn't take too much time, but naturally I want to add a little more. So we're going to be adding a little more color to this. I'm going to be using the Ben Nye Master Bruise Wheel again that I showed you in my last video that I got from the Halloween Megastore, as well as a combination of brushes and disposable makeup sponges. I want to stipple some redness kind of along this seam here to help blend that a little better and make it look like my skin's a little more blotchy. And what some people like to do for stippling, if you don't have a brush for it or something like that, is you can take a pair of tweezers and a disposable makeup sponge. You can start picking out pieces like this and do this to the whole surface of it, and it'll leave you with this pock-marked rough edge, and you can use that for stippling. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. small stipple brush just because it has nice fine bristles and it'll give me very, very light coverage and some dots there. I'm going to start out with this darker brown color. It's like a brick red. I'm just going to put a little on my brush. Just start lightly patting that on around the edges. And this is kind of harsh at first, but you can blend it by going back over it with the brush like this, or you could do that with the makeup sponge as well, just to kind of diffuse some of those dots. And you want this to look random and not too much like a pattern, so you can always kind of turn the brush as you stipple to help break up any repetition. I think it kind of gives it like an infected, inflamed sort of look. Now I'm going to go in with some of the lighter color red as well. And if you like the necrotic look, you can also use some yellow or green if you wanted to. I think I might try a little bit of the yellow. And I'm going to put this mostly on the higher points of the prosthetic. And I'm going to blend some of the yellow out. Another fun thing you can do to kind of add some interesting detail to this that's not too difficult is veins. If this was a zombie bite, the infection would be spreading from this point, so if you wanted to add like some little veins coming out, or maybe if you had like a special effects contact lens, you could pop in maybe just one in this eye because it's so close to the wound. I think I'm going to give that a try. I'm just going to take this thin little brush that I have and Maybe instead of the red, we'll use some of this purple to kind of make it look like a vein that's deep under the skin. If you find that when you apply makeup to the brush, it's kind of fraying a little bit, if you kind of spin it very lightly as you load up the brush, it'll keep the bristles nice and neat and together. And I think we're going to try one right down here. This might be a little dark. Just make sure they get lighter kind of as you drag them across your face. And after you apply the veins, you want to go ahead and set that with powder as well, which will also help soften the look a little. Now I'm going to go in with some of the Ben Nye Fresh Scab, and I'm going to dab it inside of the wound. This is one of my favorite things to add to prosthetics. I think it makes all the difference. And if you'd like to look a little more sickly, you can always use some of these colors to kind of go under your eyes a little bit if you like. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the red and kind of blend that around my eye area. And when you're happy with your makeup, the last thing you can do is apply some of the blood that came with. This is a nice viscous looking gel. Is it really funny or really terrible that I decided to wear my Bon Ton shirt and then I dripped blood on it? Oh my god. This is why I can't have nice things. It's also worth mentioning for those of you that are planning on attending ZombieCon to go ahead and be mindful of your blood drippage. I know that we all like to get a little gross sometimes, and a lot of people like to bring blood bags, things like that, to kind of keep your look fresh throughout the night and also spray blood. But we do want to keep this through Fort Myers nice. I mean, it's kind of an issue every year with ZombieCon, the fake blood getting everywhere, and it's so hard to clean up. So if you do go to ZombieCon, make sure you keep the blood drippage, drainage, splatter in check so that we don't completely destroy our beautiful downtown Fort Myers area. A lot of you guys requested bite marks, and I hope you found this helpful. If you want to step up your game a little, you can always go in with other marks over here, things like that. If you have any questions about this look, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I'll go ahead and link the official ZombieCon Facebook page and the Halloween Megastore page in the box below as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.